Hello and welcome to episode 10 of Game Stack. I'm Shaline, and with me is Rick
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
and Vendortron.
Welcome, sir or madam.
So, how are you guys doing?
Doing swell. How
Well,
are you guys?
a once great lady told me, it's been a week. It's been 7 days.
It's been a week. It has been a week.
Yeah.
Technically, it's been about like 3/4 of a week, depending on when you start your weeks.
True, yes. I don't really know what a weekend is anymore, because school, so my whole life is just one really long week.
So, how is school? How's that going?
School is intense. This semester I am taking two 600 level courses, biostatistics and epidemiology more advanced. So they're a little bit intense.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm now starting to do my thesis research in type 2 diabetes in young people. So, yeah, it's really busy. I like it though. It's challenging.
Confidence that you are up to that challenge.
Well,
Diabetes.
to be perfectly honest, being able to come back here every Friday is really helpful.
It's a pleasure.
Wonderful.
Yeah. How you been doing, Rick? How's your week?
Doing good. This week has been a bit tumultuous. There's been a lot of news, personal news, a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of ups and downs. And this morning, I was crawling around underneath of a stage. So it's been
So
been
your
all
knees-
kinds of ups and downs.
So your knees are sore.
My knees. I was on my belly. I couldn't get on my hands and knees under this thing if I tried.
Oh gosh. Did you find anything cool? Skeleton head?
No, it was actually a recently new thing. So it was basically just water bottles and trash.
Aw. The remnants of the mosh pit.
Yeah. Although I'd rather find that rather than dead birds and guano.
Yeah. Guano!
Been there, done that.
Wow.
Oh no.
Well, I am doing pretty well also.
Good.
Yeah, it's been really busy, like really, really busy. Almost busy enough that I was doing the show notes 10 minutes before the show.
Well, if anybody
That's certainly not what happened. Certainly not what happened.
if anybody really wants to know how the show got off tonight, you can just head on over to my channel. Take a look there.
Oh man, yes. We totally didn't start late because yeah. So the audio people have no idea that anything was ever wrong. So let's not tell them. So you guys, anything to mention off the top of the show? Anything you want to just point out or?
No, nothing I want to spoil for the news.
No,
Okay.
you know what? I'm just really excited to do the show tonight, and I think we should just dive right into it. What do you think?
Let's
Dive.
up.
We should dip, dive, duck,
have
dodge, and
Some news. We're going to talk about the new Twitch guidelines. We're going to talk about Mario Kart on mobile, the Red Dead Redemption 2 release date. We're going to talk about our gameplay. I've been playing Final Fantasy 15 Tiny Cute Edition. And I don't know what you guys have been playing. Probably Ark and probably something shooty. We have some of those. This makes 2 consecutive shows on which we've had some listener emails. Help us keep up this streak, fam. And we like to open up our shows with shout outs to people who have left us 5-star reviews on iTunes. We appreciate those oh so much. And this segment of the show belongs to Besk the Wild Card. Besk the Wild Card says, I've been along for the ride since the days of Fallout OTR, and I have to say, the dynamic between Rick and Shaline and Vendortron is something I've never heard or seen before.
Oh.
Keep up the great work, guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is great. That's really nice to hear.
Thank you.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but Shaline, you know when you and I play PUBG with Rick, and he just kind of like babysits us as we meander along. I feel like you are Rick in the show, and Rick and I are just kind of like, wow, a blue car. Oh, whoa, what's that?
Yep.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? This has been this way since Fallout.
Yes, it's true.
That's just kind of sad that Kind of sad. But
Sad but true.
If I'm the one at the tiller, then I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for this train that continually barrels right off the rails.
Guide this Hindenburg into a soft landing.
Well, I'm going to guide us into some news, guys. We're going to go straight into the news. It's going to be glorious. We're going to talk about the news. You know what's in the news?
I don't know, but I bet you're gonna tell us.
Metroid Prime 4.
Oh,
Metroid Prime 4 is currently under development. We knew this. It was teased by Nintendo. We got a logo, like a really, actually kind of plain, almost bad logo. Vendortron, with your amazing Photoshop skills, you could have made a highly superior Metroid Prime 4 logo.
I've got to disagree, Shaline. I got to disagree. I feel like this is harkening back to the SNES days, and I kind of dig it.
Metroid Prime 4, is that what it is?
Metroid Prime 4.
Oh God, is it a lightning bolt?
No, you're looking at the wrong one, vendor.
That's like the original.
Oh.
Click the link in the show notes.
Four logo.
There you go.
That first image there.
Oh my God, it's
fine.
This is Sega circa 1991.
Yes. And it's great. It's great.
Okay.
That's really bad.
It's great.
I mean, it must have taken them a long time to make that 4.
It does have kind of a Mortal Kombat-y kind of feel, and that is a little weird.
It totally does, doesn't it?
It does. It does have kind of a Mortal Kombat thing, and that part isn't very nice.
Well, you know how they say less is more? That certainly is not the case here.
Hi, I'm Ron Jeremy, and I'm here to tell you that less is more. Sorry.
Well, this logo is all we knew about Metroid Prime 4. And there's been a lot of speculation about who is working on this. There was a lot of hope that Retro, who was the team who did the previous Metroid Primes, was working on this game, but it has been confirmed that this game is being developed by Bandai Namco Studios Singapore. So I find that pretty interesting.
Yeah.
That's very far from what I expected. But they've made some great games in the past, Bandai Namco. So I'm interested to see where this goes.
Me too.
Have you guys been fans of the Metroid Prime series in the past?
I've never played a single Metroid in my entire life.
Oh, we've got to fix that, hon.
Yeah, I also have to admit that same fault.
Okay, I think we know what our first game club is going to be. Yes, Super Metroid. We're going to game club that.
Is it something I can get into? I mean, I'm a huge Nintendo fan.
Yeah. You love retro games, Vendortron. So I can't imagine that you would not like something like Super Metroid. And Rick, you would probably love the Prime games. There's some pretty amazing FPS games. So,
FPS? I thought they were side scrollers.
The old ones are side scrollers, and the Prime games are first person. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's probably why their logo is deliberately vintage.
Maybe.
That's my point.
I'm thinking it's not so much deliberate, but
they were probably like, this is so good. Everyone is gonna love this logo.
So
oh no.
It's
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's hard to tell because Bandai has such a long history of pretty darn good games. But we'll see how this goes. I mean, they are known for their fighting games, so I hope this isn't.
Oh, sorry, guys. I swear that I muted. I swear that I muted there. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. No, I just mean that I wonder if this is going to be some sort of like fighting game. I hope not, because
it better not be. I would be so mad if Metroid Prime 4 was a fighting game. I would be so mad, you guys. I can't even. I don't even want to think about it. Mario Kart Tour, guys. Mario Kart Tour.
Okay.
That is coming to mobile. It's going to bring the Mario Kart franchise to mobile. You guys know that I love me some Mario Kart.
You do. You do.
Mm-hmm.
You were excited when I got the Switch and got Mario Kart.
Yes. Still need to play together. But what do you think of Mario Kart coming to phones? What do you think it's going to be?
I hope that it's kind of like Pokemon Go, only in the sense that you have to be driving your real car while playing Mario Kart Tour.
This is gonna be.
The audio folks could not see me just staring at Rick. Wow.
I hate mobile gaming. I just hate mobile gaming. I think it's the worst. So I'm not excited.
I personally don't expect it to play anything like Mario Kart. I really think that, this might get close to something SNES, like Super Circuit kind of style, maybe. But, I mean, Nintendo has said that their design philosophy for mobile games is that they should really be playable with just one hand, right? And I think so far every game has kind of fulfilled that goal, but it's probably a very big limiting factor in Mario Kart because it is such an amazing game. So, and I think the name Tour kind of implies that it's a larger game. So hopefully we might see some new tracks added, some different parts of the games and things like that. So, but
the problem with mobile gaming is like you have your screen, like you're looking at here, right? I'm not good at the camera thing, but this is your screen and your controls. So then all of a sudden it's this, and I'm like trying to play while my thumbs are in the way, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Touch screens are notoriously bad for that. I also don't envision live multiplayer on mobile.
Same. I think we're going to be dealing with asynchronous multiplayer.
Mm-hmm. If we're racing with other players, we're probably just going to be either racing ghosts or racing customized racers that are in a AI or something.
Well, that Sonic game pulled off live multiplayer at the same time.
Well, yeah, and this is even if the game has racing at all. Like, it could be very well like a team management spin-off or something.
You're managing Mario as a racer. It's like Gran Turismo B spec.
Yeah, who knows?
Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's wait and see. I've liked all of the Nintendo mobile games, at least for a little while. Speaking of which, I never did log on and get those bats Archon left me. I don't know how much time there is left in the event. Archon, how much time do I have? Do I need to take a break and get these bats?
I want to point out it's something that I just kind of noticed now. It's kind of sad that the gaming industry has gotten to the point where 3 of us hardcore gamers are more cynical upon new game, speculation than we are positive. Like, you remember you'd flip through the Game Informer magazines in like the early 2000s, you'd see like Banjo-Tooie, and all of a sudden mine explodes, and it's just like, oh, the new Mario Kart, for the 64, and everything. Like, we've gotten so like cynical, haven't we?
Yeah, but if everything in the garden is sunny, why meddle? Right?
Well, speaking of the garden, I have until midnight to get those bats Archon left. So, woo, what a relief. Oh, goodness. Guys, you know what we love here at We Just Love Games?
Pocket garden thing?
We do. But besides that...
I was going to say cheese.
That too.
We love cheese.
The coffee I just drank.
We also love Twitch. We also love the fine institution that is Twitch that lets us live stream to this delightful chat room like Sean Aiken and Weeby Saucer and Almost Ghost and Vault Tech Dweller.
Mm-hmm.
And Twitch has got some changes up their sleeves, you guys.
What?
So I think we need to talk about it. It seems to me, I linked it here for you guys so you can have a look at
I'm looking at it now.
At this guidelines yourself. And it seems to me that we have basically 2 primary tracks in terms of what's going on. Twitch is cracking down on harassment. So They will even use evidence from other social media accounts when they are considering what action to take with an accused harasser. And the second track is basically they're going after the bikini streamers, is what it seems to be.
Thank goodness.
Yeah,
that is so this is a
surprisingly I actually am the one who doesn't have a huge problem with the bikini streamers.
I do.
I don't like them. I think it's bad for women, but I also think I have no right to tell those women what they can wear on stream.
It's not about that.
Yes,
for me, it's
I
about
agree.
the people they bring in. It's not like they're just bringing in the dude bro shocker sticker like Volkswagen staged thing.
Not
I
only
brought
that,
it up again.
Not only that, these people that they're bringing in are donating money for that particular reason. In some cases,
they are, and that is their right, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
I know.
Rick, why don't I send you $5 and you take your shirt off?
You
don't have to do that. Yeah, you got
free.
What? You're gonna do it for free? Okay, that's
you
fine.
got that show for free. Man. No, no, it's a touchy subject. It really is, because so for me, I gotta be honest. I get a bit judgmental and stereotypical in that regard, because all I think of when I think of bikini streamers is booth babes.
Right.
Like, if you were a good entertainer to an extent, that should not be the gimmick. That gimmick got old in the 90s for me. So I just see it as a gimmick. I see it as an old gimmick. I see it as a surefire way to make money gimmick. Like, it's the hot nerd chick playing a video game. Go figure, booth babes. So I'm a bit, I guess, curmudgeonly judgmental of that, I suppose. Yeah. And you're right. It's not my stance, but at the same time, I don't like what it says about our community, and I think Twitch is trying to call to a higher standard.
I think that's yeah, you nailed it. And
it's a touchy subject.
It is a touchy subject, but at the same time, would you be in a bikini top if you knew that you were going to make more money that night? And so yes. I think, this shouldn't be what motivates streamers, but at the same time, I think it's just distasteful. It's just distaste. Like, you can engage your audience without a bikini top.
Yeah.
I mean,
but guys, to be fair, the Naked Rick episode is our highest viewed and listened to episode.
That's right.
Of GameStack ever.
People want to get a taste of this mediocrity.
You just had to bring that up.
Oh, man.
Well, that nips that one in the bud. Get it?
But guys,
I think we did.
Joseph Tout brings up a very good point. Twitch has the right to say that people can't do that on their platform. Twitch Correct. Is a private company. And what I see from both of these tracks, the harassment and the cracking down on sexual content, is that Twitch has decided what community they want to have and moving forward with that. Mm-hmm. And I'm interested to see. The thing that I'm really waiting to see is whether or not they're going to apply these guidelines to the big streamers or just the little ones.
Oh, I hope that is a clean slate across the board. I mean, at the end of the day, Twitch is for streaming, not stripping. And it doesn't matter who you are. It's about netiquette, right?
Oh gosh, could you imagine if they did that? Like that would just show who Twitch is as a company.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
I would be so pissed.
Their counterpart YouTube has definitely seemed to have gone forward in a war against small creators. And it seems like the bigger creators get away with so much more than the little creators are allowed to. And if Twitch is trying to go against YouTube in a real way with their video on demand service and their new upload service, I think we will see the proof will be in the pudding as to whether or not they will crack down on the big streamers as well as the small.
But honestly, if that's the case, I'm a bit distracted by what is going on. If that's the case, the thing is, I had a feeling that was going there. It's like the Grand Tetons. So the way that I think about it is, if big streamers start squelching the little streamers, something else is going to pop up and take their place. Mm-hmm. We've seen it all over the internet. All over the internet. YouTube was doing terrible with video game streaming and Twitch. It's just how the internet goes.
Indeed. Well, again, the only way we will find out is to wait and see. So
I hate waiting.
We'll see.
So what you're really saying is that strip clubs will be an online service, but they already are. I mean, that's what, I don't know, Tinder?
Tease clubs, man. Gentlemen's clubs. This is more gentleman club. They don't actually go full nip, just half.
Oh.
So, you know what's amazing, guys, is PlayStation Plus and all the free games you can get from PlayStation Plus. And if you're a PlayStation Plus member, this month in February, you can get a copy of Knack for free.
Nice.
What you've all been waiting for. Also, Rime, which I think actually looks pretty darn good. I'm interested in Rime. I've considered purchasing this one.
I don't know Rime.
Rime, I don't know Reason. I don't know Rhythm. Oh.
Side note, real quick, did we talk about the game Lost Sphere?
No, we've never talked about that.
Okay, the artwork looks beautiful. It's by Square Enix, and I just downloaded the demo on my PS4, so I'm kind of curious to see what that's like.
Nice.
Just let us know.
End side note.
On PS3, if you're still rocking out your PS3, Spelunker HD and Mugen Souls Z, those sound like some real chimps. If you have a PS Vita, Exile's End and Grand Kingdom are available for free this month. Grand Kingdom is also available on PS4.
You could sell a Ford Pinto that had no engine and make it sound like a Lamborghini.
Yeah, and I would buy it.
I do my best. You know what else is selling really well right now?
Not stock.
The Switch.
Yeah, don't tell me about that.
The Switch. Is it selling well? I'm so glad.
The Switch has already sold more than the Wii U did in its entire sad life.
Mm-hmm.
Wii U is such a...
I know. Wii U.
It's like a final cough from like a dead corpse.
Poor little Wii U. But in less than a year, they have sold 14 million units. The Wii U had 13.5 million lifetime sales, which is doing so well right now. Indeed. What's so funny?
Josh Neurotic. There's a problem here in Canada with strippers. We don't have dollar bills. We have dollar coins.
Oh, dear.
That's the thing, you guys. Toonies are very expensive. They add up.
So,
I just don't know.
Guys, I was thinking about adding a new segment to the show sometime. You guys, I've talked to you, Rick and Vendortron, about my single EA stock that I bought.
The saga of the single EA stock. Yeah.
I have a single EA stock. Previously, I have had a single Microsoft stock.
I love this.
A single Take-Two stock previously. Maybe add a segment to the show in which we talk about the stocks, the video game stocks.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, so if you guys are interested in that, send me some feedback, and we may add that to future shows. I will buy a second stock of something.
Once again, we are planning the show on the show.
We can watch.
And now for our stock segment, it's down. Moving on.
Yeah.
That little bumper like do.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
No,
Red Dead Redemption is the reason why my Take-Two stock sold at double what I bought it for. And that game has a release date now, October the 26th. Are you guys going to play Red Dead Redemption 2?
That's one of two games I will buy this year.
I'm super excited for Red Dead Redemption 2. We did a multi-stream last week. It was really fun. So we were all streaming something different, and by the end of it, I was doing a Red Dead Redemption stream, and our internet mom Wendy asked that I do a full playthrough of the first Red Dead Redemption in advance of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might have to make that happen. So, yeah, hopefully we can get through the whole game by then.
Oh yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good.
Yeah. So, on previous podcasts that we did once upon a time, we used to have a section called Zany Kotaku News. And,
yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna revive the Zany Kotaku News section.
Oh, great.
Today. So you guys, Rick, you've played a bunch of Wolfenstein, right?
Loved it.
It's really good.
Very good.
Well, the protagonist, BJ Blazkowicz, is that how you say it?
Yeah, Blazkowicz. But yeah, Blazkowicz.
He's the Doom Marine's great-grandfather.
Whoa!
Yeah, recently revealed that BJ Blazkowicz is the Doom guy's great-grandfather. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting, and it's a short little bit of news, but one that I wanted to include. So.
Definitely. That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Like father, like grandson.
I'm going to toss it over to you now because I think you had some very interesting things to chat about.
Hit it, vendor.
I have a single thing that I want to address, and I think it's something that's been on everybody's minds. For those of you who have played PUBG and died a very unseemingly horrible death, and you're not quite sure how that happened, and it looks like it was an impossible shot, and the person who shot the bullet managed to somehow get it around the corner of a building.
We call it the JFK shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wanted weapons of fate.
Yeah. If you want to see what that's like, you can just play Cuphead, but in other ways, if you want to experience in PUBG, all you need to do is die by PUBG cheaters. Last week, we played some PUBG, and I think that we had quite a few experiences with cheaters, didn't we, guys?
I did. I got shot through a wall, which was just a grand old time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So the creators of PUBG actually put out, they know that this is a growing concern amongst the community. They know that this is an issue. They actually put out a survey to the community about their experience with cheaters in PUBG, and they actually had an overwhelming response of over 4,000 responses who actually took the survey, which, I mean, in the broader scheme, there's millions of people that play PUBG, but people don't often do surveys. And so for that 4,000 responses on a survey is pretty good, in my opinion. Speaking from somebody who does surveys as part of his job, a 10% success rate is good. So I actually wanted to talk and share some of the data that came out of this survey with you guys. I think that there's not real hard evidence that there are cheaters, but I mean, it's easy for us to gauge whether or not a player is cheating based on simply watching a death cam. Do you have any thoughts on that?
No, I'd continue.
Okay, so the survey is pretty short, but and I won't really dissect it down extraneously, but I will say that the average percentage of players that feel they encountered cheaters based on their own perspective in either first person or third person. In third person, that statistic was 28% of people playing and 13% in first person. And of the responses, the percentage of the games that players allegedly had cheaters in them by region, and this is confirmed through the survey, in Europe, 1,600 responses. So that was about 12%. In North America, 1,800 responses, so about 22%. So that's pretty big. The breakdown, if we look at it by North America in particular, of players who are surveyed, 54% of players who play PUBG in North America play in first person. 46% play in third person. which was shocking to me. I like to play in third person, and I see all the advantages in third person. I had no idea. The percentage of North American players that play solo is 24%, followed by duo, which is 30%, and squad at 46%.
Yeah. First person's I actually like better, but it's definitely weirder.
Yeah.
I can't even handle first person PUBG. Oh, it's so strange.
It is definitely strange.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they crack down on this. It's getting a bit ridiculous. Yeah, it's nuts.
So I think even when comparing the game types and the perspectives, solo players are experiencing the same percentage of cheaters in both regions, while North American duo and squad players are actually having cheaters 50% more than European players in first-person games. And yeah, so I think it's pretty clear to me anyways that cheating is a big issue right now. The average person playing in a squad game around the world thinks that they run into a cheater in 1 of every 5 games. That's basically what they got out of the survey, which I think personally is too much. And, you know, one in like what is too much? 1 in 5, 1 in 10? I think 1 in 10 is still too much.
Yeah.
It should be rare and not routine to run into a cheater.
Mm-hmm. I think it's important for Bluehole to note that a player that believes they were killed by a cheater and was wrong has the exact same effect on their bottom line as that player that knows that they were killed by a cheater and was right.
So I had a question of like, why cheat? And Archon said that he saw a thing posted that the cheaters are grinding loot boxes for real money.
Oh, interesting.
Well, there's always an exploit. I mean, people will find a way. The highest percentage of cheaters was actually in Asia. Asian countries.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah. And anecdotally, I feel like aimbots have been less and less helpful, but I think we've been seeing sort of a recoil on this issue.
Or if they're cheating, a lack thereof.
I was just going to make a very similar comment.
So
that's not good.
I was going to say, Vault Dweller just sent me a piece of news that the Stalker devs, the Stalker series.
Yes, I was going to show you guys this. I got a PR blast last week.
Yeah, they're making a battle royale in the Stalker universe. And I just... I'm a little concerned with how many, like, it just feels like, you know, you had Alice in Chains, i.e. like PUBG, right? Like the first one, the greatest one of the kind of voices. And then I feel like we're starting to get over to like the Creed era where it's like, how many copycats do we really need? You know,
so here's a question.
I think one from the Stalker devs could be good, though. I think
yeah. Although, like, Escape from Takarov is already kind of in that vein to me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Here's a question.
Tarkov,
Question for you guys. If Bluehole segregated out cheaters instead of banning them, if Bluehole segregated out cheaters into their own server, so that it was cheaters against cheaters,
game start, boom, everyone's dead,
and then there was a vanilla server where people could choose to go. Do you think that would make it better?
Amazing. That is amazing. But how would they do it? How would they?
There's no way.
No.
There's no way.
There's no way. This is just one of those things we'll have to see if they fix.
I experienced something new. So I was playing some Xbox PUBG with my mom, like we do, and we were having a great time. The game is much more playable on Xbox than it was before. Like, probably 85% of the time the buttons respond when you push them. So yeah, it's great. I know, right? But
oh gosh, our like standards of gaming have gotten so low.
We made it to number 8. The circle was super small. Everybody was in cars. We were just running around in this tiny circle in cars. And a bunch of people had like banded together and were killing, and I don't know if they knew each other and they dropped in together and found each other or what, or if they just met each other and like Hunger Games style made an alliance. But this like gang of 4 people in a UAS killed us, and we were so sad because we were playing solos,
Yeah, yeah.
Play solo and pass the controller back and forth. But yeah, it was like a band of 4 in a UAS that killed us.
Oh my gosh.
That was a new experience for me. Getting teamed up on in the solos.
So in good news, moving on from cheating, just as a FYI, Shadow of the Colossus came out, I think yesterday or the day before on the PS4, and it's $40. This is like, I think maybe one of the few times I've seen a highly publicized. What is the word I'm looking for? Publicized?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like the first time I've seen a highly publicized game remake that's below $60. It's $39.99.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been called perfect by certain reviewers, and that's because it is perfect.
Oh, high praise.
It was perfect for the PlayStation 2, and it's more perfecter for the PlayStation 4. So if you've got a spare $40, and even if you don't, go do anything to get, not anything short of illegal to get $40 to go play this game, because it's phenomenal, and it will be your favorite game forever. My favorite game.
So if there's a little boost in bikini streaming after this podcast,
blame it all on me.
Yeah, we secretly log into Rick's channel just to see what's going on, because he went live and he's like, there. What do you think, the pink or the maroon?
Oh goodness.
Chartreuse.
I may have to check out Shadow of the Colossus. I've never been interested in Eco game ever before. I think they look dull, but this game looks so pretty. It's so pretty to look at.
The idea that it's, because when I remember this, my first experience of this game was I walked into Best Buy and I was like, is this game any good? Because the front cover artwork kind of intrigued me. And I was always a shooter guy. And I was like, was this game any good? He's like, yeah, you kill big monsters. And I said, well, how many like bad guys is it? He's like, well, it's like 16 or something. And I was like, it's gonna be lame, man. Like just 16 guys. Like this game's gonna take like an hour.
It's gonna be fine.
Well, each guy is a puzzle, and it's crazy because like you fight this big thing and it feels like a battle. It feels like a battle, and then afterwards you have this horseback ride back to this place. And there's nothing there. It's just nature. And it's like this weird calm before and after the storm that allows you to kind of decompress. And you'll notice these things happening to your character throughout the game and the way the story progresses. And you slowly starts to dawn on you this whole thing. It's just a brilliant, brilliant piece of writing without very much dialogue. It's absolutely perfect. So yeah. Check it out, Shaline. It's you'll love it. It's so worth it.
Guys,
well, what if I don't have $40 for a video game? How could I maybe get a free video game?
Well, you can get free video games by listening to the show, and when we talk about when free video games are being given away. But you can also listen to the show live and win free video games on the show, which we just so happen to be doing right now. So what I've done is I have taken a secret tally of all our lovely people in the chat who are listening live. And we've done this the last time on the show too, and we will change it up every now and then. Sometimes we'll put it on Twitter. Sometimes we'll put it elsewhere. We've got 16 people right now, so I've got a random number generator logged up and ready to go. And our first game that we're giving away tonight is called Dreaming Sarah. You guys want to share that with us?
I can't read it.
Dreaming Sarah. Ooh. Who's doing it?
Dreaming Sarah. Okay, I'll take it. Dreaming Sarah, guys, is an adventure platformer where you play as Sarah, a girl who is in a coma, and you explore the world around her and help her wake up. Its release date is March 12th, 2015. Developer Asterisk Gaming, and so far it's gotten pretty positive reviews. It's a 2D side scroller. So let's roll the random number generator, and our number is number 8, and that is Maria.
Awesome.
So congratulations, Maria. We will send that out to you in just a few moments. Our next game coming to us is called Scanner Sombre. Rick, you want to take that one?
Inspired by Gone Home and Dear Esther, Scanner Sombre is a cave exploration experience with stunning visuals and a terrifying theme. It is the sixth major video game released by Introversion Software, creators of the BAFTA award-winning Prison Architect, as well as Uplink, Darwina, and Defcon.
Prison Architect is so good.
It's getting very positive reviews. It was released April 26th of 2017, and its tags, the two that I see right here, are horror and exploration. So
Horror.
horror.
And here we go. Let's roll that number.
It's better than saying horror.
We have number 7, Joshy Neurotic. Congratulations.
2 shows in a row. See, you guys listen to GameStack live, and you could be like Joshy Neurotic.
Yeah.
And win stuff.
Shall we roll on with the show?
Let's
roll on.
Rick, what have you been playing?
I have been playing some OG Skyrim, but not quite OG vanilla because I've installed mods, and I have roleplayed a character. Go figure, a new one. He is an Imperial who was sent up from Cyrodiil to fight for the Imperials to turn the tide of the Stormcloak Revolution, is basically what I've concocted in my brain. And so I'm using alternate start so that way I can start as an actual soldier already in Solitude. And I've been playing that, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been nice to play something that isn't all guns ablazing every once in a while, and play it from a different perspective. Is you're not the I had to do one of the missions. I was trying to do the quest where you deliver a note from General Tullius to the Jarl of Whiterun, and I can't think of his name at the moment. I'm sure someone in our good
Jarl Balgruff?
Yeah, that sounds right.
That sounds
I was trying to deliver a note to him, but I had to do the beginning of the Dragonborn quest. I had to go get the little stone and bring back to that arrogant mage, and so I had to do that. But on the whole, I'm acting like he's not the Dragonborn per se. I'm sure I'll probably do those missions at some point, but at this point, I'm just trying to do imperial-y things and explore. And excuse me, and not do the whole Dragonborn thing as my main kind of sole, motivation, I guess you could say. So I also installed immersive armors and capes. So I have this really awesome looking armor set and this Imperial gold. Well, it's a red cape with like gold insignia and like a gold bottom little rim piece that has the Imperial insignia on the back of it. So it's kind of like this really Roman BA guy roaming around with a sword and killing things. And yeah, I'm going sword and board. Who gives a crap? It's fun.
That's super fun. I have to openly admit that I have only ever played Skyrim as the Dragonborn.
Yeah, I mean, me too. In like the 400 hours I sunk into it before this. Yeah, me too. But since it's on PC, I can do mods. And my game looks just as good as the special edition because I have like the HD texture pack and stuff like that on there.
Ah, nice.
So
I was super impressed with some of the screenshots you were posting. They
were gorgeous. I had like no idea that they would turn out like that. Sunrise over the mountains was beautiful.
That didn't look like a video game screenshot. It looked like you were in a beautiful place.
My daughter came in and she's like, "Is that real?" I was like, "No, it's not at all. If it was, dear, it would be New Zealand." But yeah, so I've been playing that. Also, I've been playing some more Guild Wars. After my stint of playing all these new games and getting bored of half of them.
Guild Wars.
I've been learning a new. I love playing a Mesmer in that game, and I was doing something like an elite specialization called Mirage, which gives you certain whatever moves. And I'm trying a new one called Chronomancer. So it's learning a whole skill set completely from scratch, basically, and it's not easy. But been playing those two games pretty much. That's it. I haven't really.
I love that you love that game.
I do. The problem is I get so easily distracted from it, and then I like go away for a few months, and then I have to like delve back into it.
That's what it is.
It's not a good way to play that game, really. I mean, it doesn't matter, but for me, it's not a good way to play that game when I'm trying to get to the point where I can play end game content, but I play it in spurts, and that's not really how to get to the end game. So it's tough, but it's been fun to play something new and figure out, am I doing good or am I being terrible? So anyway, what have you been up to, Vendortron?
You know, guys, it's been busy. It's been a week. It's been 7 days. And I actually really haven't played much of anything other than PUBG. PUBG is I will say that it is a good game to just wind down. You know?
It's so relaxing.
Yeah, it really is. And I think my favorite part of the game is when we're all getting ready to start a match and then we're dropping in and it's like, okay, where are we going to drop? It just feels so fresh, you know?
Yeah.
And we just decide and everybody has a good time and it's all fun in games. The one thing that I wanted to share with you guys is that I bought an Apple Watch and I made it so that, here, I'll take it off so you can see it. I made it so that, you know how you could change, well, on the Apple Watch you can change the face of things and the face that comes up. And when yeah, so this is the watch face. Oh, you can't see it because the green screen. So let me turn off the green screen for a second here.
That is wonderful.
All right, let me just. Okay, there we go. There. Now you can see it. You can see it now. So I've got the Vault Boy there. I've got password.
You've got your.
You have an IRL Pip-Boy now.
So there's that one, and I've got what's the other ones? Oh, you have to like put it to sleep. Oh, I've got just Fallout on there.
Oh, cool.
I love it. It's awesome. It's so great. And I have it set so that it shows me a different one each time. And I love it. I love it. It's taking a little bit of getting used to. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I actually bought it for the summer because I cycle a lot to work. But I have my own little Pip-Boy and it's very exciting. So that's my only real gaming related thing that I did this week.
I think you should tell the story of our mystery friend.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I'll start it and then we'll segue into you, Shaline. So Shaline, Rick, and I decided that we were going to play some PUBG one night. And yeah, Micro Pip-Boy, Tasmani says. We decided we were going to play some PUBG. And I think Rick was leading the squad.
Yeah, I was.
And you had forgotten to click off 3-man squad. And so we got into the game and we realized that we had someone with us. And so we dropped into the H houses, which, as we know, is just a spit throw away from the school. And we thought for sure all three of us were going to die. And our partner hopped in a vehicle and he was driving around honking the horn. And then he took off and we were like, well, whatever, just leave. We're not.
He dropped in at the prison.
Oh, no, that's right. He dropped in at prison. You're right. So he dropped it in prison. We thought, he's going to die right away. We actually thought that he purposefully dropped into prison so he would die right away because he didn't want to get paired with people or whatever. But anyways, so we're in the H houses. We end up leaving and we hop on this three-seater bike and we realize that this random that joined our squad got out of the prison, actually survived. It was amazing. And we hopped on our bike, we're driving along, and we drive past him. Actually, I think it was a girl, hey?
It was a chick.
It was a
and
chick.
I was like, guys, we should stop.
And I was like, no.
And Rick was like, no. And I'm like, come on, turn around. So we turned around. Actually, no, we stopped and we just waited for her because we noticed that she was running towards us.
Yes. Following us, rather.
At that point, I think Rick was squad leader, but then we unanimously voted to vote her in as squad leader, even though she didn't know it.
Yeah, she had no comms.
She had no comms. And so we decided to just follow her. And we were totally amazed.
She could hear us, though.
She could hear us. But we were totally amazed at how awesome this person was and how well she played the game. I don't remember some of the tactics. She would shoot. We would get into a field and she would like shoot off randomly into the distance. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we thought she was just shooting off randomly into the distance and then she started running and then we realized there was a dead body lying like 500 yards away that she killed with an AKM. Maybe she was cheating.
We've had that conversation. We're like, how do we know they're there? How did she know they were there? Either they were really good or they were cheating, in which case that was epically fun.
It was so fun.
It was so good. And like, Oh, it was so funny because we would get in a tight spot and one of us would be down. She'd run out and save us. And this one time, Vendor and I had gone down. We were out of the game. And Rick goes down. She revives Rick, and he's like, I don't have any health. She comes and drops him a health.
Yep, she was awesome.
Oh, it was so much.
I was sure we were gonna get chicken.
And I don't think she was cheating, because there were some moments at the end where we got ambushed that she didn't know people were there, and and she missed a lot of shots at the end because everything was chaos. So I really don't think it was cheat. I think they were just really good at the game.
Yeah.
It was like playing a different game. Playing with this girl was like playing a totally different game.
It was like Arnold Schwarzenegger out of Commando. It was like, come with me, you will survive. You know, like, you know, it was epic.
Do we remember what her username was?
Well, no, but even if we did, we probably shouldn't share it on the podcast. And because, you know, she didn't talk to us, so it's kind of
I know,
weird.
and we like creepily hunted her down because we wanted to be friends with her.
And like we're at the end of the match and we've all lost and we're all disconnecting and Rick is like, listen to GameStack on Fridays.
Oh yeah. So if you're in here,
I just love games.
It was so funny because I actually got up to go to the washroom and I came back and Rick's like, no, she's not on Facebook, and Shalene's like, I can't find her on Twitter.
We're just trying to find out who this person was because they were so good.
I'm like,
man,
you guys.
Friends.
Oh, we need friends.
It was so funny.
We need friends, he says.
Oh, anyways, that's the story of our PUBG random. So if you're listening ever, we love you. And we thank you for the time that we've spent. It was good while it lasted.
Schwendy's like, okay, I'll admit it was me.
Yeah. She's like a PUBG expert.
I was gonna say, like, it was very momish of that lady to be like, all right, kids, get up. Oh, you need a Band-Aid. Here you go. Yeah. I'll cover you as you move. Go bang, bang, bang.
Anyways, that's all. What have you got on the pipeline, Shaline?
Well, just a general observation that I wanted to share on the podcast is that I am gravitating more and more towards PC gaming. I have always been a very diehard console person, but lately I've noticed that when I have that feeling of like, I think I'll play a game, I sit down at the computer desk instead of sitting down in front of the TV.
Oh, no, it's happening. It happened to me too, and I regret it.
Good.
Yeah. But I've been feeling kind of a little blue over the last few weeks. I've had a hard time kind of focusing on a game and really getting interested in something. So I played a little bit of a lot of different things, like Candleman is harder than I remember, Grand Theft Auto 5, you know, just Fallout, things that I've already played a ton of. Mm-hmm. And what I ended up really doing this past fortnight was playing some kind of strange things. The first game that I really got into was The Beginner's Guide. And this is a game that I picked up on the Steam sale for like $1.29 or something. I bought it because it's by the Stanley Parable guy. And I loved the Stanley Parable. I don't know if you guys played that.
No.
Well, I loved the Stanley Parable. It was a really quirky little interesting game. And so I picked up The Beginner's Guide just based on that. And The Beginner's Guide is sort of a walking sim, I guess, would be the genre of Beginner's Guide. It's about an hour and a half or so, which can be a real draw for me because I don't have time to finish games anymore. So it feels good to go into an experience that I know I'll be able to finish. Mm-hmm. And this game, if you're interested in game development, game developers, or just humans, this is a game that might be interesting to you. It was atmospheric, surprising, unsettling. It was a game that made me very uncomfortable at times.
Really?
It told a very interesting story in a very interesting way. It was sort of like taking a trip through a game developer's psyche. And some of it hit a little too close to home, you know? And the game was just so surprising. I was really the place that the game leaves you is not where you expect to be when you start. And I don't want to say too much, but it was really good. I liked the beginner's guide. So if you can find it for $1.29,
I will check that out.
yeah, it was a fun little experience. Go ahead. Were you gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna say that I have to try some new things every once in a while.
Yeah, for sure.
Everybody in the chat's like, damn humans. You are all a bunch of misanthropes.
Oh man,
Misanthropy pure.
I love it so much, guys.
Boy, I tell you, I was sure on that train this morning, literally. God, raging.
Sorry.
What else have you been playing?
God of War, A Call from the Wild. Not so that is a new God of War game. It is a text adventure. So, yeah, I didn't expect to play a text adventure. You play it through Facebook Messenger, which is kind of cool.
That's interesting.
And yeah, it's like the old style where you have to give the commands, like north to go north, and it'll describe your settings, and you can be like, pick up the flower.
Yeah.
Look at the tree. It was really neat. You play as Atreus, who is the son character in God of War, and it gives you sort of a little introduction to the world and the characters in the upcoming God of War game. I really like text adventures. I think it's really fun. And Vault Tech Dweller asks if I'm looking forward to the new God of War. Oh my goodness, yes. I want that game so bad. I want it right now. Give me God of War.
Atreyu.
I know, right? I thought the same thing. But I like text adventures. However, this one didn't necessarily have a great story. It was not very compelling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would have finished it if I hadn't been unable to sleep. So that was basically the only reason I finished this game. It rewards you with some concept art from God of War, and they're only okay. They're not like amazing God of War games. I also played Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition. And
what is that?
It's adorable, is what it is. Yeah, it's adorable. So,
okay.
Final Fantasy 15. You've heard of that, right?
No,
not at all.
No, I've never heard of Final Fantasy in my life.
I know, but
It's
Final
really
Fantasy
interesting.
15. Final Fantasy 15 Pocket is just a demake of Final Fantasy 15. They've shrunk it down, they've put it on the mobile platform, and it's adorable. They made the characters into these little chibi guys. It's so cute, super cute. I'll post a picture for you later from it.
You know what I find incredibly ironic about Final Fantasy is that it's not very final.
I know, if it's 15.
Unless you're like me and I only just count Final Fantasy VII as the only one.
Is that because it's the only one you've played?
No, it's the only one I like.
Oh,
It was the
but you've
best one
played
that
a
was
lot
made.
of them.
Yeah.
I played about an hour of this game. And you start out, you're playing as this prince guy. His name is Noctis, and he's the prince of his land. And he is being sent to marry some lady who is the princess of her land to make peace. And pretty simple concept, right? And along with him go his 3 best friends. And you go in this car. It's like a great car. And shenanigans ensue. The car breaks down. You have to stop and get your car worked on. And your money is no good. So you have to go get jobs to earn money because you're in a new country. And it's a very cute game. It's fun to play. The voice acting is very good. I think they may be using the same files from the main game, the console game. I recognized a couple of the voice actors from Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, really? Which ones?
Just the one.
Guy, that's, voice actor number 3. He's the voice of like everybody. He's the voice of Ringo.
Gene of Gene skydiving.
Yeah, Gene of Gene skydiving. Oh man,
Mr. New Vegas.
Mr. New Vegas.
It still throws me off that General Tullius's voice is the same as Doc Mitchell.
Oh, Doc Mitchell cracks me up every time.
Well, and it's like what's the captain that's on the Pridwin?
Oh, I can't.
The black
remember.
guy.
No, the captain. What's his name?
Yeah, there's the captain. No,
It might be Captain.
It's Captain. Anyways, he is Commander Tuvok from Star Trek Voyager, and I just can't.
Oh my gosh, he is Tuvok, isn't he?
He is Tuvok, and I cannot separate myself from that. I cannot. That is the sole reason. Tim Russ, thank you, Tasmani. That is the sole reason why I have never sided with the Brotherhood of Steel.
Kells. Knight Captain Kells. Thank you, Wendy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this is really fun. The combat works well on mobile, but mostly it just made me want to play the main game, which I own and have never played, because you can really tell that you're playing an abridged version of the game. It feels like there are gaps in this game, and I think I'd rather play the full experience instead of the tiny bit. So let's do a challenge, guys.
Let's do it. Oh, one thing I did want to note that I saw a little funny picture real quick. And it says scientists have compiled a list of the loudest noises in the known universe. The first one is the Nintendo GameCube launch sound. The second is the Windows XP launch sound. And the third one is the PlayStation 2 opening sounds. And then the THX.
Yeah.
So I thought that was funny. Anyway.
And now the Game Stack sound.
Game Stack challenge, guys. What was our previous Game Stack challenge?
So the previous Game Stack challenge was to share with us some of the games that you won on the show, and we've been giving away games. Yeah, share a picture of some of the games that you won.
That was prior to that.
Oh, really? I thought that was like part of the month long.
It was bows and arrows.
Well, we only have 2 challenge entries this week, and so let's roll into that.
Clifford English, who it turns out is Virtual Soldier, that we mentioned previously. We've got a couple of screenshots here. One appears to be Assassin's Creed Origins. And what's that other one? Is that one of the Lara Croft games?
I believe so, yes.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
So. They're great screenshots.
Yeah. Skyrim.
I can't read that.
This is from Tasmani, who is in the chat right now. And he shared with us a compilation of shots from Skyrim. One who I think is possibly his character or her character, and then 2, one where he's in a cave, which is totally awesome. There's like light shining down, looks real good. And the other one from the top of a mountain. Yeah. And the other one is looking over the landscape, which is really nice. I always love those game shots. Remember when we did the challenge of landscapes? Remember that one?
That was such a good challenge.
It was good. Yeah. We should do that one like that again. But speaking of new challenges, let's throw out a new challenge for the people. What do we want to tell them?
This time, did you want to do it, Rick?
Yeah. Let's do it. This bi-weekly Game Stack challenge is a pacifist run. I forget what you guys call it. What is it? Fortnite?
Battle Royale?
No. The bi-weekly show that we have here. Fortnightly. Has nothing to do with Fortnite, actually. But our fortnightly Game Stack challenge is do a pacifist run of PUBG. And what that means is exactly how we got our chicken dinner. See if you can do the same thing by not harming anyone and seeing how far you get up the food chain, as it were.
Yeah, and doing it in the Fortnite Battle Royale is also perfectly acceptable.
Yes, be sure to take a screenshot of your character venturing out without weapons, and also take a screenshot of your end screen. Show us what your ranking is, and we'll put them all together.
Yeah, I mean, we got all the way. Shaline technically got all the way
Mhm.
without hitting anyone.
Oh,
Not so much that she wasn't trying to.
I tried so hard, guys. I shot like 15 arrows at that guy.
And if you do share your rank with us, we'll put them in order chronologically so that we can shout out the top leader of this next challenge.
Great.
Mhm.
And the Fortnite Battle Royale mode is free, so that is a free alternative if you don't have PUBG. So, indeed. We're going to introduce now a new segment of the podcast. Yes, a new segment, and it is a very flavorful segment. It is the salty segment. Vendortron, take it away.
Oh, salt. So much salt. We figured
boy.
we would introduce a little bit of controversy into the show because people like controversy. Sometimes.
I'm nervous.
I don't. I don't like controversy.
Well, I like controversy. I think it creates discussion and opinions, and I think that is what makes sometimes makes good parts of the show. So we're introducing Salty Segment, part of GameStack, and I put forward the idea that we should talk about fanboyism and in the world of video games. And just how the three of us really started out on different platforms. And I know for myself, I started out on Sega Genesis, and then I moved to PlayStation 1, and then I stuck with PlayStation religiously, right up until PS4, and then I built a PC and started playing PC games. I did play PC games in between that time, but I openly admit that I'm a PS4 fan or a PlayStation fanboy. But I think that we shouldn't ignore the other gaming platforms. I think it does us an injustice to just focus on one platform. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I agree. I mean, I started out, on Atari 2600 and NES and moved my way up to PC eventually. But obviously, it was a bunch of other consoles in between there. I was never so much a console fanboy as I was, I guess you could say, like series fanboy. But I never really was a fanboy in that regard anyway. But yeah, it's definitely being a fanboy of anything. I'll put it with this irrefutable argument that rampant fanboyism causes things like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of
what's
all
wrong
I've got
with
to say.
Advanced Warfare?
It's just so bad.
Why is it bad?
Because it's not Call of Duty. It's just wall running, just there.
Oh no! Do you think that's happening with PUBG?
That's why they didn't sell any copies.
Oh no!
And they had to put the remake of Call of Duty 4 Advanced Warfare. Oh, what did I say? Advanced Warfare, not Advanced Warfare. That space one.
Oh, the Jon Snow one?
Yeah, the Infinity Warfare or whatever it was. That's what I meant. Not Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare was perfect. What'd you call it? What?
It was the one that had Jon Snow in it. Jon Snow was the bad guy.
Yeah, I can't remember what that one was called. It was like Infinity or something.
Infinite Warfare.
Infinite War. That's the one. Advanced Warfare was great. That was like a game changer. That was like the next gen's GoldenEye. But yeah, I don't know. Fanboyism can be a problem when it comes to even just personally, not even so much commercially, but personal experience. I tend to play so many shooters that I don't get out and experience things that Shaline plays because you have such a wide palette of experiences with games that I've never, ever played.
Well, I think part of it is born kind of out of ignorance as well, because video games are very popular with kids whose parents may only buy them one console and only a few games. And so I think the result is that kids will often defend their own choice because they can't admit that they have an inferior product to their friends.
Yeah.
Well, that stems from back in the day when, like, parents had like either Atari, NES, but then or like Nintendo, and then Sega came along, and and sometimes they didn't do so well. So maybe that came as like a bias of like, no, other game systems to Nintendo were bad, kind of like how like some older folks think that like American car is the only way to go, kind of thing, but not so much now.
Yeah,
but my grandfather was like that, like, yo, Chevy all the way, and you're like,
yeah.
That still goes on because like I bought my nephew an Xbox 360 a number of years ago, and my brother, his father, was like, was asking me like, well, can you play Mario on it? Like, it's no good. Can't play Mario on it. It was no good, you know?
And that's the thing. I think it's something that I generally understand when you're young and you can really only afford one console per generation, or you get gifted a console because you don't have a bank account. and so you're almost in that way trying to justify the purchase or the gift. And I think that's primarily part of the reason. No one wants to feel disappointed with their choice.
Right.
And I notice this a lot with people who have less to choose from. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but I think that it's kind of what sparks people to stay within their own comfort zone. But
I was definitely a bit of a Nintendo fangirl for quite a long time. I was definitely a Nintendo kid. And I remember when the I just blew off the other systems because they weren't the ones that I had. I didn't want them. I didn't care about them. And eventually I got out of college and I was like, yes, I have both time and disposable income, you know, this is amazing. I had basically skipped a generation of gaming between the Nintendo 64 and the Wii era when I got out of college, and I was like, yes, I'm going to buy a Wii. It's going to be the best. And I bought a Wii, and it was the best for a little while. And I kept seeing these commercials for these great looking games and thinking, you know what, I would love to play that.
Yeah.
And seeing it wasn't on the Wii. And at that time in my life, I didn't even really understand, you know, like that Nintendo was not at the top of the game. You know, I didn't understand that. And I went out and bought a 360 so that I could play some of these games that I was seeing. I bought a 360, and with it, I bought Grand Theft Auto 4. And that was kind of a life-changing experience for me. And that's basically the reason why I play so omnivorously now.
Well, you know, the thing is that I think if everyone has a unique experience, there's bound to be a wide range of opinions on video game consoles and consoles. I just noticed you're using my cup.
Yeah, isn't it great? I love this cup.
That's great. I love it.
The reason you haven't seen it on the podcast before is because it's always dirty.
Yes. I'm sorry, Rick. I'm sorry. I'll send you a new cup filled with cheese.
For the audio folks, it is a very fancy mug. It looks like a teacup, like a fancy teacup, except it's a giant mug. It says Canada on it. It has a maple leaf on the front in where the hole in the D goes. And on the back, it has a big white maple leaf.
It's lovely.
Shaline, I feel like that's an insult to us Americans. Like that's the American Canadian mug, because they've like abbreviated the word, like it says Canada. Canada, like other country, here's other country, Canada.
Sorry, Rick.
Anyways,
but no, I think at this point in time, it's almost impossible to be a straight up standalone fan of a certain console. To the extent that this one has better games or this one's better, because the hardware for the most part is completely the same for the most part. There are like tiny little things here and there. The exclusives are pretty much non-existent except for like one or two titles. And, you know, even consoles that are hardware inefficient, the Switch make up for it in the fact that you can sit on a mass transit and play Skyrim. So, and it still looks great. I think the Switch looks great. At least when I'm watching, you know, Mario Kart or the Zelda game. And so I think it's so hard to do it now because it's so easy to just do whatever you want. It's so easy to have a gaming PC. It's easy to have a PlayStation 4 at the same time as you have an Xbox.
Well, I mean, there's no doubt about it that electronics have really kind of come down in price. Especially when it comes to computer components. But I think it might also have something to do with the fact that the players often take on the role of a hero, which makes them feel as though they've, you know, personally slain a dragon. And so that's a very personal experience, right? And so I think when you have a personal experience with a game like that, people are more defensive about the games that they've played. based on that experience as well. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think fanboyism comes from many facets. But I think one of the things that I love, especially about the three of us, is that when we think about our video game past and our histories through our lives, we have played all kinds of consoles. We've never really stuck to one. I mean, I've religiously kind of played PlayStation through most of my life, but that's notwithstanding to the Game Boy and PC and Mac computer games. The first computer game I ever played was Star Trek on Macintosh 2. I'll never forget it. The little speaker on the side of the flat tower, it was terrible. But we've all kind of and we still grow as gamers. Even though we're fully grown mature adults, we still are open to new experiences, and I think that's where we've kind of discovered PUBG and other new games, like Rick starting Horizon Zero Dawn on PS4, which you love.
Well, the thing is, I would have played Horizon if it was on PC. I just didn't have a PlayStation 4. The thing that I have trouble with is stepping out of my comfort zone and into new games. Like, I downloaded Doki Doki. I have yet to even open it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Something that I'd like to say about fanboyism is that the fanboy is his own worst enemy. You know, he's limiting himself. Or
that's a lit comment right there.
And it's just, you know, it's sad. It's sad that somebody won't ever experience things on another platform just because they're devoted to one, you know, just because they won't open their mind to joys that another platform can offer.
Yeah. Well, we'd like to continue this discussion, so if you have any opinions on fanboyism, please feel free to send us a message in Discord or on Twitter. Let's keep the conversation going.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
That segment was not as salty as I expected it to be.
Oh,
No,
we're
turned out
just
to be a little bit more.
we're easing you guys.
Nice.
We're easing you guys into it. It's a process. We actually should have saved, you know, bikini streaming for salty segment, but
That probably would have been.
Far saltier.
That was.
Oh, goodness. So
I do believe we have a listener email this time, though.
we do. We have two of them.
ooh.
Ooh.
And who wants to read the first one?
I'll take it. It's kind of long though.
Knock yourself out. It's not that long.
Oh, I'm looking at two things. Yeah, sorry. It's just more than one paragraph.
I'm going to highlight it. There
Here.
you go.
So lovely, Shaline. Hi, guys. Firstly, I would like to thank all of you for your wonderful podcasts. I've been an avid listener since your bright-eyed days of Fallout off the record, and it really makes my drive to and from work a lot more enjoyable. I'm so happy you guys are back and bringing us your own brand of random silliness with a sprinkling of gaming in there. Wait a minute. I thought we were more gaming and less silly. Anyway, a few weeks ago, you asked us for what we would like to hear in a podcast. I always liked the weapon of the week and the lore behind it. Please consider bringing that back. Next, I have two questions. Do you have a guilty pleasure game or a game series that you've been playing since the beginning and cannot stop because it has been a part of your life so long? Mine is Pokemon on handhelds. I've been playing since Pokemon Red and Blue. I've played every one since, even though the majority of my gaming is on Xbox. I just love to play these feel-good games. 2, me and my wife recently had our first child, baby boy, and it got me thinking, gaming has been a big part of my life. I wonder if it will be for him as well. My question is, at what age did you first start gaming, and with what console and game? Mine was a Sega Mega Drive with I was going to say they're definitely not from the United States. Mine was a Sega Mega Drive with the Sonic the Hedgehog when I was 5 years old, and I will be using the same console and game to introduce my son in a few years. Again, thank you so much for everything you do and never change. Thanks, Tommy C. from London, England. Yeah, I knew you were not from America with Sega Mega Drive because, one, that is a better title than Sega Genesis, and I'm pretty sure it got called the Sega Genesis in the U.S.
So let's start with question 1 then, shall we?
Yeah, let's start with question 1. Is there a guilty pleasure game for you, Vendor?
Guilty pleasure game since the beginning and can't stop. Been part of my life for so long. For me, that would be Mario Kart. I started playing Mario Kart on N64, and I think I put more hours into Mario Kart than any other game I've ever played in my life, ever. I would race home from school drop my stuff at the door and run to the N64. Oh yeah, Mario Kart was the best. I beat all my own best times. It was great. That's probably the one for me. Yeah.
What about you, Shaline?
Mine isn't really a long-term one, but the only game I can think of that I would really consider calling a guilty pleasure is Mystic Messenger, which I've talked about, I believe. I don't know if I talked about on this podcast, but at some point on a podcast, I've talked about Mystic Messenger, which is a mobile Korean dating sim. And I've played through it like many, many, many times. And that's definitely a guilty pleasure game for me that I refuse to let go.
Is it like the Danielle Steele of video games?
I don't know. I've never read Danielle Steele.
Oh.
But it's very Korean and very dating sim.
Is that it?
And I love all of those things about it.
Mine would have to be, they mentioned it in the chat earlier this evening, Guitar Hero. And the sole reason I don't play it now is because all the equipment's broken.
Rick shredding too hard.
You're not far off. I used to work third shift, and then I would come straight home and I'd get off at like 2 a.m. or something, or 1 a.m. or something, and I would play till like 6 every single day. And for those of you who know that game, it got to the point where I was able to beat Fire and Flames on Expert, which was very difficult to do. And I was in a Guitar Hero competition.
Oh, really? Did you win?
That's cool.
No, I did not win. I came in third, but I lost to the guy who came in first. So I was kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, it's fine. The guy who kicked butt and came in first, yeah, I can lose to that guy. That's fine. But yeah, it was a very interesting time playing the little plastic buttons.
I am not surprised by that at all. Not surprised.
Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
Who'd have thought? I remember the first time I played it, I was playing Grand Theft Auto, and they're like, we should play Guitar Hero. And I was like, I don't want to play that stupid game. Turns out I loved it.
Oh, no. That's how it
funny.
happens. Yeah, I'd have to say Grand Theft Auto is probably my runner-up on that one. So, driving games are my guilty pleasure, I think.
Grand Theft Auto is so good.
Mm-hmm.
So good. So let's take the second question on now.
Yeah. So is he asking, like, what is it? Oh, did we first start gaming? Okay.
When did we first start gaming? With what console and game? For me, that would be Sega Genesis. First game, Sonic the Hedgehog. No.
Are you just reading the email?
No, that's wrong. I just said it earlier. It was Star Trek on Macintosh 2. But we actually had a Sega Genesis before we had our Mac. So it would have to be Sega Genesis, and it was Sonic the Hedgehog. So yeah. So I'm glad we share something in common. That's great.
What about you, Shaline?
For me, it was the Atari 2600 and Frogger. I was probably about 3, and I thought it was hilarious to throw the frog into the traffic and watch him splat.
Sounds like a 3-year-old. I can't remember if it was Mario on the NES or if it was like Grand Prix or River Raid on the Atari 2600. I remember both being at my home and having a shoebox full of either NES cartridges or 2600 cartridges. And I remember loving, it's so blurry for me. So I remember loving Gyrus for the NES, and I remember loving River Raid and Grand Prix for the Atari 2600, but I don't remember the first game. They both kind of blend together for me. But those were like the first console moments I remember.
That's awesome. Well, thanks, Tommy, for sharing that email with us. That's great.
We have another email, and I'm going to take this one if you guys don't mind.
Yeah,
please do.
This one came into the don't play the video, guys. This one came into the Fall It Off the Record account. Hi there, I'm a new listener, so I started from the beginning, so you may have already learned this by now. But you mentioned that you don't know where iguana bits came from. It's a messed up story, and Fallout 1 has all the details. Rather than summarize, I have attached a YouTube video. Enjoy. And this video is like 30 minutes long. So
about where iguana bits came from.
About where iguana bits came from. I'm so excited to watch.
It's a good question.
Okay, here is our GameStack challenge. We are going to watch this video and have a report back to you on the next show.
And this is from
BRB.
listener Caitlin. So thank you for sending this email in. And we're sorry we're a bit late.
Name origin. Oh,
It's
jeez.
spelled Catlin, but she says it's pronounced Caitlin because her dad spelled it wrong on her birth certificate.
Oh, that's great.
Womp
Boy, that must be really tough for you to get any sort of like licensing or passport.
womp. Caitlin's dad.
Uh,
Dad. But yeah, and we hope that you follow us over here to GameStack, and I'm definitely going to check out this video. I'm really excited.
Dad of the year.
I have to watch that.
Yeah.
Because where have all the iguanas gone?
Is
Well,
it?
you know,
Should we
and,
share
like-
it with our chat, folks? Should we share the link with our?
Do.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't watched it, guys, so who knows? Maybe Caitlin is trolling us.
If it's
and this
porn, we're sorry.
It's not. It's YouTube.
It's just a video of Logan Paul doing stupid stuff.
I would cry. I would be so sad.
But like, Caitlin, why?
But yeah, go ahead and share it with the folks in chat, and I'm gonna watch this
I
later.
think
on.
you already did.
So, guys, do you have anything else for today's?
I got nothing.
Got nothing.
Nothing.
On.
I don't know. I keep an eye out on Twitter. We're the game giveaways are not going to stop anytime soon because we have so many games to give away. And so keep an eye on Twitter. I think the next one we launch might be on Twitter. So keep an eye out for that. And I'd also like to welcome a new member to our community, the Chili Moose. If you guys don't know who he is, you should definitely check him out. His channel is The Chili Moose on Twitch, and he is our Canadian brethren who is our PUBG fourth, part of Moose Team 4.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So, shout out to the Chili Moose. And guys, thank you so much for joining us for this podcast. Hopefully, I will be doing some Red Dead Redemption streams in the future. And next week, we will be streaming something. I don't know what. It's going to be a good time, though, on Friday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on this very same Twitch channel. You can send us emails like Caitlin and Tommy did, and we hope you will. I noticed a couple of questions in the chat. There was one from Joshy Neurotic, and I don't remember who the other one was. Send those as emails, and we can answer them on future shows. Send those to info@wejustlovegames.com. And you can also reach out to us on Twitter. We Just Love Games, Shaline L, Rick McVick, and Vendortron N on Twitter. We've got a Facebook, facebook.com/WeJustLoveGames. We have a Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/WeJustLoveGames. We have a fantastic Discord channel, which is basically like the chat room extended. And we'd love for you to join us there. Send us a personal message on one of those other platforms. We will get you an invite to the Discord. Join us live. What is Vendortron typing in the show notes? It's changing right now.
I know where this is going.
Just some final words. Never mind. I got it. It's good.
Okay. So we're on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher Radio. Like, subscribe, and review. Thanks for listening. Any last words, anyone?
I certainly do have some last words, Shaline. Remember, folks, Twitch is for streaming, not stripping.
Goodbye, guys.